So web help desk, wow, we're super excited about this. I mean, it's even less time that we've been using web help desk, and this is pretty cool stuff. So we've got now a ticketing system that allows for all of our users to be able to see what's going on with their own tickets, which I guess could be considered maybe not the best thing in the world, but we've seen it be actually pretty nice, and they have a little bit more interaction, and it makes them feel like they're a part of the process as opposed to just making this phone call and hoping that something is going to happen, that they're actually engaged and we can get more information from them. So if we update a ticket and they get that information that has been updated and requires more information, they can just send back that information as opposed to us having to pick up the phone and leaving a message, waiting longer, especially when we're thinking about, let's help you on this problem. Okay, we can't reach you. Now we're going to work on somebody else. By the time they call, we're already on another task. And this really makes that whole process run a lot smoother. Let's see. So, man, the first day, I thought we were just going to take our databases. We had a variety of different databases that we had created, and I thought we'd just be dumping all of our stuff into Web Help Desk. And I started on this process, and I thought, okay, this is kind of daunting, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I started putting a little bit of data in there, and I realized, this is nonsense. We have all this data that doesn't make any sense. This is why we're trying to get away from these databases. So we plug into LANrev, we plug into our LDAP directory, and already we've got all of our users and all of our assets right online, ready to go. So I go to make a ticket. I see the user there. I see all the assets that they've ever logged into. So every computer that anyone's ever logged into shows up automatically. I click on that computer, and then I can go ahead and remote into that computer via LANrev through whatever tool it might be, whether it's Apple Remote Desktop or VNC, right from the help desk. I finish working on that person's computer, close it out, I'm already in help desk, and I finish off the ticket. I mean, this is like a totally different way of dealing with tech support for us, and we're really excited about it. So, how does this look for us when when it's all put together? Is that based on the ability to have our file server be consistent, all of our Windows and Mac users, they can move all over the place, and they have a system that they know they can relate to, and it's the same no matter what kind of platform they may be on. Based on whatever hardware they might be using, they still have consistent tools. So those old tools that they're using or the hospital tools, they can still run on a Mac. In fact, our Windows admin has even mentioned that he doesn't necessarily mind the idea of standardizing on one hardware platform, and that being Apple hardware, and then we could then run virtual versions of Windows. Now, we're still toying with that idea, and I don't know how far that's going to go, but I certainly like the idea of knowing what kind of hardware you're going to run into, no matter where you are, when you run into a call for help. That does take out a lot of the variables. So we have got a totally new way now of helping our users. And when we first started to propose this idea to those guys that we report to, the ones that give us the money actually, we said we want this great system, and well, we can't tell them that it's going to make our lives a whole lot better because no one's going to give us any money for that. So we have to sort of convince them that it's going to be better for our users. And really that's what we set out to do. We set out to make sure that whatever we set up is going to make their experience so much better that there'll be a lot more sort of excitement about what's happening, and less focus on what's wrong with their systems and more focus on the research that they're actually doing. And I think that we've really been able to achieve that. And lastly, I wouldn't be standing here if I didn't actually believe in these products. From what I've seen, I'm really excited about it. And when I look at a product, first you end up with the sales guys, right? And they're pretty cool, and they're going to promise you a lot of great stuff. And there's this whole feature list that you're excited about, that sounds really great. And then you start working with those features, and you find, oh yeah, that's true. Okay, this is working out. And then you get to a point where something's not working quite right. And whether it's a configuration issue or maybe just a problem with the system, then you have to make that phone call or that email, and you have to find out, how are they going to support me? That is my sort of real barometer of how good a system is going to be. And I can say that all of these guys have just provided outstanding support. that whenever I have an issue, it gets done with very professionally and in a timely manner, and allows me to just kind of continue. And a lot of times, these guys are willing to pitch in some of their time and help me figure out, oh, well, did you know that you could do this and that too? Oh, wow, that's great. So I've seen that firsthand, and so that's why I agreed to come down here today and talk about the Enterprise Desktop Alliance. And I really like the idea of everyone putting this all together. So that's pretty much it. If you have any more questions about some of the stuff that I've been able to do, or if you've got some ideas that you'd love to pass on to me, I'd love to hear about them, because I'm really all about collaborating with other folks. There's my email there, and that's what I got to say.
You can also go to the EDA's website to learn more. We have a resource center that has white papers and webinars and some case studies and all the information you might need to help you integrate your Macs into your existing Windows environment.